Well, this is Margaret Windsor, and I live in, should I say this? I'm going to say it anyway, I guess. Roanoke, Virginia, or Salem. It's Roanoke County. I lived here. I've been in Roanoke and traveled right there, not many miles apart since 1986. I want to say that I'm responding to something on Channel 10 here, news I just saw. When I came here, I had written a book about mind control. It had to do with the Tesla files being stolen, and I never knew then that President Trump was going to become president now. Never knew that his uncle was an MIT professor who history will tell you, helped steal get possession, that they say steal. Of course, the Illuminati did, are the ones that did it, stole it, the Tesla files. What I was writing about was I'd found out that, and I had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of 79. I had found out that murders were being done in patterns, and you can prove them, some of them. Once you get some of them up and it's proven, it's pretty. They won't let it go into court because it would lead back to well, let me say this: Larry, when I was doing the book, and Marietta, Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and he was shot by a program shooter, and it was done in patterns. And part of the Tesla files were that you can program groups of people, one, to use a rifle and kill, or anything they can use. It's unlimited. And a knife. They can mass mind control armies now. So how far does it get? Because Timothy McVeigh is one that I had already said was mind control was used on him. Before the church here, because I ended up living on the mountain here, just to have a place to live, to be, and I froze and starved. And anyway, they sent a book up, and it was called Project Lucid by Tex or Jim Mars. I can't. They were related, I believe, and they wrote similar books about end times and revelations and chipping. I didn't know about it then. I had heard, people read the Bible, but I didn't know that the chips I was talking about programming, and I didn't know about my kidnapping at the time. I did, I'm told subconsciously, but in '83, Larry Flint was shot, and really horrible. But anyway, I knew his had been done in patterns. He flew me out there because one of the doctors I wrote about, U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, doctor from Piedmont Hospital, went down, and I'd written about him in the book, got a letter from the FBI, and was almost killed April Fool Day of '80. I'm wondering about something. That's what made me lose my train of thought that just happened. Leaves me wondering what, I don't know. Anyway, let me get zero in on this. I came back and the news was on. Anyway, I found out part of finding out was over years. But then finally in '83, after that was the campaign, and I'd almost been killed. Worked for the district attorney. I found out my father's Edward the Eighth, and the man they're talking about and still saying and using, and I mean, they've made him out to be like a Hitler or something, when he absolutely would not take orders from the Illuminati, your mafia, your Freemason, your global government that's in power now, under the guise of the UN, the United Nations, up in New York where the Rockefeller headquarters is. They control your media. They took my father down with character assassination. He was married to my mom, American, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. And he never married Wallace Simpson. She's an American spy. She married a double imposter. There was more than one imposter. Does Elizabeth and the family know it? All of them do. And there's a question now if Elizabeth is even a Windsor. Her father when they took my father down. I was born in 39. And my own uncle helped the Illuminati, Rockefellers, Rothschilds. JFK helped in my kidnapping. His father, Joe, was appointed U.S. ambassador to England in 36 for the sole reason of helping take down my father, because they couldn't control him. He's the good guy in all this, the good man. And look what history's done to him. And then they kidnapped me, and what they did to my sons is so horrible. And to me, and to my mom and dad and country. Anyway, what I wanted to put here, Elizabeth's always known this. And by the way, when the shootings at Virginia Tech next door here happened, where the 32 were killed, shot, and the shooter turned, after he killed them, he turned around and killed himself. He was programmed to shoot them. He was programmed to turn around and shoot himself, as happens in a lot of these. But let me update it. Nowadays, they've grown so with mind control and programming, well, they can cause cancer or cure it. This is part of the Tesla files I was writing about, stolen in 1930. Now, I'm going to skip all this and get back. I put enough videos up and Facebook since 2012 and 2013. And I've put up about Elizabeth, and I mean, she's a fake. She's a fraud. She works for the Illuminati. She's not even supposed to be there. She knows about my father. She knows about my mom. My mom was a school teacher, Sister Artist Georgia O'Keefe. Beautiful lady. And so that's an illegal lineage, and they're traitors and war criminals. Anyway, when I came to Roanoke, my mom and dad were still alive and married to each other. My mom was 40 when I was born, and my father 45, the best I can understand in it. I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41. What I wanted to say is I went to every media here with the mind control murders, and later, after I'm out in that campaign and moved here, Larry Flynn actually came here and was in court, and I've put all this up. When I was out there, he personally showed me, and I thought, why is he showing me this? It was a galley proof like you used to have back then, and you had to have it ready 3 months before going to print. So he showed me where in Hustler was going to be this parody about Jerry Falwell, the Reverend over here in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is Liberty University. And after I came here, the movie was made of Flint, and I'm not going to go into that. I was up on the mountain living in the cold and freezing, and on my birthday, January the 7th, the night before, they had a special opening like they do with movies, and Flint's opened in, I believe, 7 cities, and this one was one of them, which is odd, and on my birthday. Anyway, Larry Flint ended up in prison in 84 when they sent that Hustler magazine to me, endorsing me for the presidency, which people think that's a joke. Have you heard anybody else telling what I'm telling? And so I'm just going to stop here. I lived a horrible life. I've told about the mind control murders, and they can be proven. The only way you stop it is you tell it, and the Illuminati controls your press, just like President Trump has told you, and they're really trying to take him down now. Anyway, I come back in. I'd gone up at the desk, and I came back in, and Channel 10's on, and they've always known this. I went to them from the beginning when I came here. I took it to D.C., to the media, to Huntsville. My husband went with me. Things that were going on and all about this then. Then in Huntsville, Alabama. And since I put it all up, I just want to leave it with this. I know that Elizabeth and that family, illegal lineage, they're war criminals. I think people are mesmerized by William and Kate and now Meghan and Harry. Well, there's a question if that's really Harry, and there's a lot more to the mess. They live this glamorous life and flaunt it, and they're illegal. They should be in prison. And I mean, they just let the lie about my dad continue, and they don't mention my mom. And here I am over here. Had crimes committed against me and my sons, who are heirs after me, that are unbelievable. Now I come in here in Channel 7, no, excuse me, Channel 10. Actually, the networks have put this up before, where they are, let me say bombarded, but that's a good word, where Elizabeth, they send pictures and stuff that's considered news to the media over here every day, or every time they can, that something arises that they can send a photo or video of here. And the media is controlled by the Illuminati. She works for the Illuminati. So now then I come back, and it really gets me when I see the Channel 10 people, news people, saying that they had got Christmas cards from the royal family. And they all know about me. I'm Victoria II, the moment I was born. I'm the legal heir. They know all about my father. They know about the mind control murders. They know all of it. Now then, they're showing the Christmas cards, and they're showing William and Kate. And to tell you the truth, it just got me. I thought, how much more am I expected to take? Nobody's going to ever change anything. They're going to go right on with what they're doing. They're not going to tell any of this. And the thing is that it really is connected with the end times. Your United Nations is a front for your global government. They're Illuminati that kidnapped me and installed Elizabeth and her father, and took my father down because he wouldn't follow their orders. Boy, they really hurt him, didn't they? And me and mine. I just, it's so appalling. How come that Elizabeth and that ugly little brood of rats are sending right in my face to Channel 10, and worse, Channel 10's putting it up? They know better.